and all, thank you guys so much for joining us on this week's edition of
HeatPressNation live.
There we go, the live. She's still new, don't worry, she'll get the hang of it, guys. No, but we're super excited to be here. We actually have a really awesome episode in store for you today. What are we talking about today, Brittany?
Today we're going to be talking about sublimation.
Sublimation specifically.
And Mother's Day.
There we go.
Yeah.
See, she's trying to be humble because Brittany is a mother. You know
I
what?
am.
You know, do me a favor. Let's get thumbs and hearts in the comments for all the mothers out there.
Yeah,
Your
thumbs,
mother, my
guys.
mother, her mother. And then for Brittany, our mother, joining us today on HeatPressNation Live. You guys have a great episode in store for you. I'm super psyched to be bringing all this to you guys. But first, before we get started, let's just get something out of the way. Join our Facebook group. All right? Now, it's really easy to join. All you got to do is go onto Facebook. You can type in HeatPressNation Creators, or you can go to the URL, which is really short, and it should be up here any second now. It'll be right there, like magic. There it is. Heat.press/FB group. You guys, the group is filled with tons and tons of awesome people. Really, like, so much support. I know Brittany's in there a lot.
Yeah, I am.
It's really cool.
A lot of support, a lot of cool people, a lot of awesome projects, guys.
Yeah, now the group is sponsored by your pals here at HeatPressNation. So yes, we are moderating the group. We are there answering all the questions. But you know what I've noticed is that there's a lot of people in there with great information that don't work here.
Yeah.
You know, they're industry vets. They've been in there for a while.
Definitely. A lot of cool information on there.
Yeah, so if you guys have any questions at all about heat pressing in general, it's a great place to be. Again, it's right there on the, there it is. It's right there on the bottom, HeatPressNation Creators. And then what's another great way for people to connect with some great content?
We also have an awesome YouTube channel, guys. Go ahead and check us out, youtube.com/HeatPressNation.
HeatPressNation. Yeah, YouTube is a really great resource, especially if you're just getting started. And today's episode, we're covering sublimation, as Brittany said, and we're going to be doing some pretty cool projects, and we're going to like walk you through, because not only is it for you first timers out there.
It's my first time too, guys. I don't know how to sublimate on all these super cool items, so I'm excited to learn, and Jared's going to show me how.
The master is ready to work. All right, no, I'm just kidding, you guys. No, we're super excited to be here. Real quick, one more thing, you know we love to do, let's give stuff away.
Yeah, giveaway.
Woo! I didn't hear any woos out there, guys. Come on.
Giveaway,
there we go. All
guys.
right. We have our awesome crew in here backing us up. So let's go ahead and get started with the giveaways. You guys know we love to do post of the week. Brittany, how do people enter into post of the week?
Yeah, all you have to do is just go to, you know what? I'm sorry, I forgot the hashtag. Jared, help me out.
Hashtag HPN Creators, guys. All you got to do is just post your stuff, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you're doing. Hashtag HPN Creators, or you could post directly to our Facebook group. So here are mine and Brittany's top 3 picks for the week. Check these out. These are sublimation keychains.
Oh, these are so
super
cool.
sick.
Look at all these super cool designs, and I love the all black background on that one.
That one's fly, pretty fly for a cool guy or girl. And then check it out. We have Renegade Troop 660. Now I spy some green electric Easy Weed on there.
Yes, I love that. Look, it's Girl Scout related too. That's super cool.
Very nice, very nice. And then we have one more, which we're going to be showing you guys a little bit later on today. So we have A and B, a little technical difficulty on number C, but no worries. So check it out. How do you guys vote on the winners? You just comment the letter below. So it's that easy. Just type A, B, and we'll be showing you guys C in just a little bit. Our apologies. Type A, B, or C, and then there you go. That's how you vote. Get your vote in,
guys.
for post of the week.
Vote.
That's all you got to do. And then, of course, we're going to be revisiting those just a little bit later in the broadcast. So we're super excited. One more thing you can do, speaking of comments, get active in the comments,
guys. Let's see here.
If you guys have any questions about any of the products or processes you see here on HeatPressNation Live today, do us a favor. That's the sound of typing. Go ahead and put your question into the comments.
Drop a comment, guys.
We're gonna do our best to get to them live, and if we don't get to them live,
we can get them after the show.
After the show, and if you're watching a replay of this episode, you can still put your comments in, right?
Yeah, you can still add your comments after the show, and we'll still go back and look at all of them.
Yeah, we're gonna do our best to answer all of your guys' questions. Okay, so do you got any cool shout outs in there right there, Brittany? Brittany's watching our Facebook comments, and I have our YouTube comments right here on my iPad. So real quick, got a shout out. Oh, Linda's saying hi from Chicago. Tish from New Orleans. We got Cynthia's from New Jersey. And
hey,
of course,
Stevie from New York.
I believe that's Mr. Steve right there from the NYC. Okay. Oh, and real quick, we're getting notice that we are ready to show off. Sorry about that. So we have option C. Let's put option C on the screen for HPN Creators Post of the Week. Check this out, guys. So I didn't want to do a disservice. Now, you guys have already seen option A and B. Check out option C. Boom.
Oh, this is amazing.
That's a
Look at that
sublimation
flower
puzzle.
just popping out.
That is very cool. Sublimation puzzle with original artwork. Man, that is very many cool. Very many cool.
Super cool.
It's super rad. So there you guys go. Let's run through all of them really quick so you guys can get your votes. And now remember, we pick our favorites. But who picks the winner?
You guys pick the winner.
There we go.
Just vote in the comments right below.
So I have A, which is going to be the sublimation keychains. We have B, which is going to be our mixed HTV. Really, really cool bag there. We're actually doing a canvas bag today.
And we have C, this sublimated puzzle.
Very, very good stuff.
Cool.
Super exciting. Just comment which one you think should be the winner. And we actually have a winner from last week's Post of the Week, which we're going to be sharing at the end of the broadcast. If you want to see who won, make sure you stick around to the end of today's broadcast. Awesome. All right, well, we're going to hop right to it. Are you ready?
I'm ready, Jared.
Okay, so today we're making some cool crafts, some cool projects for our mothers. So I guess for you, technically.
For me. I'm a mother.
Hey. So we're making some cool crafts for mothers. Shout out to my mother really quick. Love you, Mom. I know she watches sometimes. So we're making some cool crafts for all of our mothers. And so one thing that I think is super fly, and I know you've seen it, but you mentioned that you haven't done it yet.
I haven't.
We're sublimating onto white glitter HTV. Bwah, 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 bwah. That's my own. I have to do my own sound effects on this show. Yeah. So it's really exciting. And so Brittany, I'm honored to be able to show you the way.
I'm super excited. Yeah, I just love the whole sublimation process. So, I mean, doing it on glitter is just going to be even better.
Yeah. It looks really cool. And I mean, you guys know how cool glitter looks as it is, but being able to sublimate your images on there just takes it another step. So Brittany's going to go ahead. Why don't you come on around, and then we're going to walk her through. So just to show you guys how easy it is to do this, this is not something that's beyond your reach. If you have a sublimation printer, if you have a HTV cutter, like a Silhouette Cameo or whatever you got, this is going to be the way for you. All right, Brittany, so we're going to load this up, and we're going to use our pressing pillow. Why don't you bring it on up here? All right, so as you guys can see, Brittany has our canvas bag, very cool. And that is just a background for our sublimation graphic.
So we've already cut this out.
Now the reason why we're using a pillow is because this has some pretty darn thick seams on there. So of course we don't want that to mess up our print. So Brittany, why don't you go ahead and press it? Now our press, we have it at sublimation temperature, which is 385 degrees. So we're not gonna press it too long to get the glitter on there. We're really, and let me get you a cover sheet. There you go. So we're really only pressing it just to get the just to get it to stick down there a little bit. All right, now I've already adjusted the pressure. So Brittany, why don't you just go ahead and press it? Let's do 5 seconds on this bad boy. There we go. So we have the pressing pad in there, and I'll let you pull it off when we got 5 seconds.
And I think it's ready.
There we go. All right. So let's pull this away. And we're just going to do a quick hot peel. Now, even though it's only 5 seconds, because we're at a really good temperature, we should get... Now, is it sticking down? Okay, you know what? Hold on.
I think we should press
Let's press it just a little bit longer. Okay, let's do 10 more seconds on there, just to be sure. All right, now this is new for us. This is one project that we did not
It's new for me,
prep.
definitely.
Yeah. We did not prep this one beforehand, so there's no practice, no testing. We're just going straight forward to show you guys that it is pretty easy. And of course, you definitely, if you intend to sell these, you do want to do like test presses and stuff like that, just like what we're doing here. So check that out. That one looks a little bit, it's pretty hot, huh?
Yeah, let's see.
There we go. There we go. Beautiful. All right, so you can see here. Now, I don't know if it's coming out on camera, but that has a really sweet sparkle to it.
Super cool.
All right, so now here is our, I'm going to show you guys our graphic that we're about to, oops. You probably can't read it off the, you might be able to read it.
Best mom ever.
Best mom ever. Now, here's what we're going to do. We're actually going to do a rough cut. Now, let me get you some scissors, Brittany.
All right.
We're going to trim around it because we need to make it a little bit easier to line up. So when you have the big square outline of the paper and you have something like a little bit more contour cut down here, it's going to be kind of hard to line it up, especially if you're not in a super well-lit area. So what Brittany's doing, she's doing kind of a loose cut around. Like, you don't have to get super close to the corner. She's just doing a rough cut so we can have a better, and you'll see exactly what I mean in a minute, so we can have a better idea of how to line this up onto our sublimation, or onto our white glitter, I should say. You're a pro at that, Brittany. Look, I feel like you have cut many things before.
I have. I cut a lot of cardstock paper at home.
So there we go. And again, because this is sublimation, there's no weeding or no trimming necessary. We're only doing this to help us line up on our transfer right now. So this is actually not necessary. If you're just doing to a straight, square, or a perfectly sized piece of sublimation, you would not have to do this. But because we have a cool contour cut, all right. So now let's try to line it up in the center. There's going to be a little border on all sides. And that's another pro tip for you guys. If you have something that has a light background, you don't really want to go edge to edge on your sublimation transfer because some of it might bleed off and stain the light garment. But if you have a black t-shirt, then it's a little bit safer to go edge to edge because any bleed off will not be very noticeable. All right, so we're going to cover it up with
use my heat tape, right? Or not for this?
No, I don't think we'll need heat tape for this one. Yeah, it should be okay. So Brittany's going to cover it with our parchment paper. And now we're going to give this a full press at 385 degrees for, I believe we have 60 seconds on the clock.
All right.
So check that out. Oh, 70 seconds, I'm sorry. We're going for 70 seconds today. All right, Brittany, so we can come on around. Let's check out some questions here. All right, now if you guys have any questions about this process, feel free to drop them in the comments because we're checking this out right now. Cynthia says, can you press vinyl and sublimation on the same shirt? Yes, you can. I definitely recommend pressing your sublimation first because that's going to go, again, we're going 70 seconds at 385 degrees.
Okay.
Pretty darn hot. So do that first and then drop your temperature to 305. Now, because we're sublimating onto glitter vinyl, this has been very much tested, and the glitter vinyl is a lot more resilient, so it's able to hold up to the full sublimation press.
That's
so
good
it's
to
safe
know.
to do that.
You can also sub with glitter on Teflon.
Oh, we've heard that. Yeah, we haven't. I haven't tested that just yet, but we have had some people with good results putting the glitter on a piece of Teflon, like our Pro Grade non-stick sheet.
Okay.
And then sublimating onto that, peeling it off of there, and then repressing it onto a shirt.
Oh, wow.
I haven't tested that. I'm not sure how that affects the washability, but I mean, you're welcome to try it. Okay, there we go. So that's 70 seconds. Brittany, go ahead and come on around. She's going to open this up. Now, we're not going to peel the transfer immediately. We're going to let it sit there for just a second. All right, and let's show the camera really quick what we mean. We're going to let it sit there for just a second because that ink is still active and it's still very, very hot. So if we were to shift it, it could cause a little bit of ghosting. So we're just going to give it like a few seconds, and then I think it should be safe to peel. Do you got your tortilla fingers ready, or should I?
I got them.
You got it? All right. So
Ooh,
it's very hot. And just do a quick full peel up and out. Dude.
All right, look at that. Oh, that is so cool.
All right. Oh, we got the room. Yeah, we got the room going.
Yeah.
All right, why don't you show that to the camera, Brittany? That looks so sick. Those colors came out super rich and vibrant. Let's get a close-up. Let's get a close-up on that. Hopefully you could see the sparkle. Oh, yeah, there you go. You can see the sparkle on there. Best mom ever. Oh, that's really sweet.
That's super cool.
So we were able to get a full color. Whew, it's getting hot in here with that heat press. We're able to get a full color transfer onto our sublimation glitter. That's very, very rad. Best mom ever. Hopefully you think your mom is the best mom ever. I think my mom's the best mom ever.
I'm the best mom ever.
Her kids think so. I don't know. We gotta. Do you like make cookies and cakes?
I make cookies and cakes, but I
Oh,
do a lot
well,
of
see,
crafts.
well,
a lot
oh,
of crafts,
okay, all right,
right?
all right, all right. All right, so check that out. Man, that is really cool. Sorry, I'm just like really impressed with how it came out.
I love that. Look at the colors.
Yeah,
They just
very,
pop
very rich. Now,
on the glitter. It looks just amazing. It's awesome.
now, once again, we did 385 degrees for 70 seconds onto our glitter. Some people are pressing at 60 seconds, but at 400 degrees. Honestly, that's all going to be in the same range. The hotter your temperature, so if you're in the 385 to 400 degree range, that's fine. But remember, your time will have to be adjusted. So we went 70 seconds. You could do this at 400 degrees for 60 seconds. We don't really recommend going lower than 385 though.
Okay.
So here we go. And actually, I think we
Hearts
can still
for the
use
bags,
this.
guys.
Check that out.
Woo!
Hearts for the bags. All right, so let's see. How do you know what size to do the white glitter HTV? Do you have a tutorial on how to do it with Cricut?
That's a good question.
That's a great question. You know what? I actually sized this up in a different program. I believe I sized this up in Photoshop. And we don't have any Cricut tutorials because we don't carry Cricut at this time. But you know what? I'll do my best to kind of give a step-by-step in the Facebook group. So if you're not in the Facebook group, make sure you check it out. HeatPressNation creators, or you can just go to heat.press right there. There we go. Heat.press/FB group. I'll do my best to show you a tutorial on how. Honestly, you could just kind of freehand a shape around it if you want. What I recommend doing is if you're going to put a photograph, just make sure your glitter is just a little bit, maybe like an 1/8 of an inch bigger on all sides.
Okay,
a little bit
cool.
of bleed. So that way it has a whiteboard. I think the whiteboard looks cool. And again, you can go edge to edge. Someone was mentioning using a Teflon sheet. If you're going on like a dark, like a black shirt, you won't really notice any bleed off. So that's really cool to do there too. Any other questions on Facebook?
Let's see. What is the roll of paper you are using?
Oh, very good question. This is our pro-grade parchment paper. So this is parchment paper. We saw it in a huge roll at HeatPressNation.com. I believe, how big, I want to say it's like over 100, maybe 200 feet. I don't know. It's a
pretty big roll.
Yeah, so we've already used some of it, right? This is actually a pretty fat roll. This lasts us forever.
Yeah, it does last us forever.
Forever. So we go through a lot of parchment paper here at HeatPressNation, and we're actually going to reuse this one right now for our next project because you guys want to stay tuned. We have one more tutorial to show you guys today.
One more, guys.
And we're doing Sublimation Photo Panels. Ooh,
oh, I like
right.
that.
All right, so check it out. So do we have any more questions? If you guys have any questions about the HTV on glitter or the sublimation onto glitter HTV, pop them in the comments. But we're going to go ahead and get moving now with our next tutorial. So I'm going to put this over here for everybody to see. I feel like when I used to draw stuff, my mom would put it on the fridge.
Oh,
like
yeah.
for
I have a bunch of stuff on our fridge.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is our fridge right here, the SG400. By the way, we printed a lot of our sublimation transfers today on our Sawgrass SG400, which now you can't see because the bag's covering it, but that's okay. So check it out. Here we have, let's see, it's a little dirty. Oh, and by the way, the parchment paper is 15 inches wide by 164 feet. That's a lot of parchment paper.
Yeah.
All right.
It will definitely last you a while.
Yeah, so check it out. So these are aluminum sublimation photo panels. I believe these are the 5x7 size. So it's really cool. They make for awesome gifts. There's different ways. So they don't come with a mounting on the back. That's sold separately because some people want to put them on an easel. Some people want to just like glue it to the wall. There's lots of different ways to mount these things. So make sure you have your mounting hardware separately.
You can put these in a frame too, right?
You can put them in a frame. Like honestly, these are super versatile and they look amazing. I feel it looks better than a printed photograph, like on paper.
Yeah, and it'll last you, I mean, forever. It won't turn color or anything.
Really good stuff. So we're going to show you guys how we make these sublimation photo panels. So let's get camera 2 in here, and we're going to show you guys. It's very, very simple. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to peel off the protective cover, and it helps to have fingernails because like you got to like catch the edge here.
That edge.
Can you peel yours? I'm having a little trouble with this one. So this one, and of course, this is for your own good, all right? This protection protects it from scratching before you want to use it, because otherwise it might get scratched in shipment. And I probably should have started a. Oh, here we go. I got mine. All right. So there we go. And as you can, I'm gonna try to show it to the camera. It's a very thin protective layer. It keeps this top corner nice and clean. And there we go. You could. There we go. She got hers.
All right.
And we're actually going to print multiple ones today because we're going to show you guys a little bit of troubleshooting on your sublimation transfers. All right, so Brittany, this one's for you.
Okay.
And then this one's for me. All right, so you see we have our picture here. And by the way, if you're just getting started and your prints come out super like faint and like faded, like no color saturation whatsoever, don't worry. You're totally fine. All the colors come through once you actually heat press it. So here's what you do. Here's how you get full bleed prints. This is a 5x7 panel, and this actual printed image measures 5¼ inch by 7¼ inch.
Add an extra.
We added an extra bleed area.
1/4?
Yeah. So 1/4 on there, and this is why right here. So let's get camera 2 really close. So you see when I lay my substrate down. So you see how there's a little bit of extra print on all sides. That's how you get the full edge-to-edge coverage on your print. If I printed exactly to the same size, which I've done before, I've made that mistake, sometimes you don't line it up correctly and then you get a white border line on one side. It looks really dumb. having it print full bleed edge to edge, this is the only way. So you got to print a little extra space on all that, and then you lay it down. When you lay it down, you want to center it, of course, have even space all around. So Brittany, you got yours lined up too? Let's see.
Yeah, I think I got it lined up.
Let's check out Brittany's. Here, I'll move this. You can show it to the camera. There we go.
All right.
So now here's what we do. We have our trusty heat tape. So you're just going to get maybe like 2. And I like to do it right in the middle. You don't need to like over tape it. But what you don't want is you don't want this to shift. Because remember, while the inks are hot, the sublimation ink, it turns into a gas when you heat it up. So what that means is while it's hot, if it's in a gaseous state and you shift it and it moves, that's what causes blurring and ghosting. So if you're getting a lot of that on your sublimation substrates, you're probably not fixing the transfer in place correctly. So there we go. We have it down. We don't need this anymore. So I'm actually going to come around. I have to adjust the pressure. But one thing you do want to do is
are we going to lay parchment?
We're going to lay parchment on top and bottom. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to take over for this tutorial. So check this out. Because now remember, we had a big, thick sublimation or a pressing pillow in there, right? We don't need that anymore. So really quick, I'm just going to kind of
just
add
the
bunch of pressure. Yeah, you got to, sorry, there we go. It's getting a little bit better. Now you don't need heavy pressure for your sublimation transfers. If you're doing the paper pressure test, you can actually do the paper pressure test and then loosen up just a little bit. So you don't have to like really smash it in there with heavy pressure, but just medium should be good. All right, so I'm going to load this in here on the bottom. This is to protect our lower platen. You don't want any sublimation ink getting permanently transferred onto your lower platen.
So when it gets hot, it may like, I guess, leak over or like.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now with these super thin aluminum panels, we actually place them in face down. We found that that's a pretty good heating method. It gets
2 of them on there.
real even. Yep. Can I fit 2? There we go. Thank you, Pythagoras. All right. We're still in a good realm right there. Okay, you don't want it too close to the edge of your heat press. And we got good coverage on all sides. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, see that's a mom right there. She's using scissors to cut it nice and neat. I just tore it all willy-nilly, so there we go. All right, so we're gonna lay this down right here. And of course now what this is gonna do right here is we don't want any of this sublimation ink transferring up to our heat press. So we got double coverage on there. Remember, safety first, then teamwork.
How long are we gonna be
Oh
pressing
wait, no,
those
you know
for?
what? Sorry.
Oh no.
I take it back. I messed up. We're just going to press 1 right now because we're going to show you guys what happens. I remember I said we're going to troubleshoot, right? So we're actually going to undercook this transfer. We're only going to press it for 30 seconds, all right? 385 degrees. We're going to show you guys what happens. You know what? Let's do 20 seconds.
So this one's not going to
So this one, I don't know. We're going to see.
Its full temperature?
We're not going to let it get to full temperature. We're only going to let it go for 20 seconds because I know we get a lot of questions like, hey, mine's faded, mine looks like this, mine looks like that. So we're actually going to show you guys signs of how you can tell your press is not pressed long enough. So if you're a sick fool and you're just like kind of messing around here and you're not doing things properly. All right, so here we go. So we'll only let this go for 20 seconds. I'm gonna give it a real quick second to for the ink to deactivate. And then this is where we get real dumb here. All right, so that's actually not horrible.
Yeah,
but if you look, it looks okay, just okay. If you look here at the bottom, it's really light. It's kind of faded.
Okay.
So if I didn't know any better, I'd say this was a decent press, but I do know better. So.
I mean, that one doesn't look bad. I can't wait to see how awesome this one looks.
It's not bad. So now we're going to get this one on there, and we are going to go for a full, I want to say at 385 degrees, we should be going 50 seconds on there. And of course, this also does vary depending on how much ink coverage you have on your transfer. Yeah, 50 should be okay. You know what? Forgive me for not knowing off the top of my head. 45. All right. There we go. So now we are going to do that. Do you got any shout outs? You got any questions there, Brittany, in the comments?
Yeah, I have a good question here. Do you suggest using the bleed most of the time?
All the time.
All the time?
All the time, yeah. For me, I don't like having a little white border line. You know, maybe we should show that. I think I have a spare transfer we could show off the border line on. But yeah, I do full bleed all the time. You don't want to really neglect that. It really makes a difference. You get the full edge to edge printing, which that's just the professional way to do it, to be totally honest. Very good question. Any other questions on there? We got 7 seconds left on the clock.
Are you using, oh, this was for the other tutorial.
There we go.
Do we use regular HTV or is it a special type?
Oh, great question. Sublimation onto HTV only works for white glitter.
Right?
Sublimation onto white glitter. We've tested it. Everybody's tested it. Unfortunately, it doesn't really work. I'm just going to fan that really quick here. And do I feel like burning my fingers today? Maybe. Oh, here, you know what? Another good way to do that is you just tear it, right? There we go.
Oh,
and
wow.
this one looks... There we go. All right. So now you can see here...
Oh, wow.
And I'm gonna get out of the way here. Now, because we're in a really bright room, it might not be that obvious to the camera.
I definitely can tell. I mean,
but
this one is so much more vibrant compared to the colors in this.
Yeah, and again, we're in a really bright room, so you guys might not see it too well on camera. But this one, the colors are still kind of faint. They didn't reach their full vibrancy, whereas over here we have incredible contrast, great color vibrancy, and man, it's one of those things that I'm looking at the monitor. It's a little bit harder to tell on camera than in person, but trust me, in person, it's a world of difference.
Yeah, you definitely can tell.
Now, they're both really glossy, which I think looks super, super rad. Very cool. Good job, Britt. Boom.
Thanks, Jared.
Right there. So there we go. Those are our sublimation photo panels. They're very easy to do. As you guys just saw, you just print it out, put the transfer in place, and then 45 seconds later, you are
super easy
donezo.
and cool.
Awesome. All right, well, we're going to do our final Q&A. That's our last project for today. We still have some giveaways coming up, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Chloe's asking, is parchment paper better than Teflon? Well, I don't think we had any bleed out to the parchment paper. Sometimes what happens is, because there's a little bit of ink exposed on here, we'll have a little bit of sublimation ink bleed onto the parchment paper, which is exactly what it's there for. Now, it's cool because when the parchment paper is done, that's probably really loud for some of you guys, sorry. When parchment paper is done, so I'll pick that up, you just throw it away. Whereas with your Teflon sheet or your nonstick sheet, if you get some ink on there, it could be permanent, but you have to clean it off.
So it would still work, but it just could get a little messy.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes. With parchment paper, it's just so easy. You just trash it and you're done. You just get a new piece. Great question though. Oh, Denise Tirado is saying full bleed even on a T-shirt. So what a full bleed on a T-shirt would be if you print larger than the actual shirt. That's huge. If you have a really big, you'd need a really big sublimation printer for that. But I suppose if you were going to do a full cover on your shirt, like cover the whole thing, yeah, you'd want to print a little extra on all sides on the T-shirt. But if you're doing something like this, well, this is not full bleed. This is cropped because it's not going edge to edge on my T-shirt. It's just kind of a center.
So no border on this.
Yeah, no need for a border on this because, well, it's not going edge to edge. So when we say full bleed, we mean it's going to bleed off the edges. So this, oh good, it's not that hot. I burnt myself before. So this, the image went from beyond the edge. On my t-shirt, it did not extend beyond the edge of my t-shirt. It's just kind of centered. So this is not full bleed. This is full bleed where it bleeds off the edge. That's what we mean by full bleed.
I have Brian. Can you overpress sublimation like you can with vinyl?
Yes. I'm wondering if we should do that right now. We have an extra one.
We can, yeah.
All right. Let's show you guys really quick what an overpressed piece of vinyl looks like. And I know we're running a little low on time. I think we're actually doing okay. That's a great question. All right, so we have one more. I'm glad we have extras. Line that up really quick, and then
show them what it looks like.
while we're at it, let's leave a little white border on there so people can see what happens when you don't line it up properly. So right now we're going to show you guys the wrong way to sublimate. So, oh, I wish I wouldn't have thrown away that extra sheet. All right, that's why I'm glad sublimation is cheap. There we go.
Another sheet here.
So Brittany's going to come around, put that on. And meanwhile, I'm going to adjust the time. We're going to press the heck out of this. So we're going to go, sorry for the excessive beeping. There we go. We're going to go 90 seconds on this bad boy. All right? Ready to go, Britt?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So we have 90 seconds on the clock. We kept our temperature about 385 degrees. And then we're going to show you two wrong ways to sublimate. So what I did is I didn't line it up correctly. So let's say we were a little short. We didn't have that full bleed. There we go. We didn't have that full bleed. So that's one. And then two, we're overpressing it. We're taking it to 90 seconds. So it's literally double of our ideal transfer. So our ideal transfer right there is about 45 seconds at 385. And again, it's going to vary depending on your substrate because these are thin metal. The heat passes through very easily.
What about like thicker substrates?
For thicker substrates, you're going to want more time. Like our ceramic mugs, those things, they take 3 minutes because it takes a long time to heat up the thick ceramic from the mug. Whereas these are very, very thin pieces of aluminum. So they get
done in quick amount
very,
of time,
very
right?
fast. You can see, I mean, I'm not sure if I would sell this because if you look really close, there's kind of a gray haziness to it. So I probably wouldn't sell this. But in a worst case scenario, I mean, even if you mispress it 20 seconds, it's not horrible. It's just not professional. And let's see, how much time do we got left on?
Let's see.
On there, we probably have about 40 seconds, I'm guessing.
About 20.
About 20? Okay. Yep. You ready to open that one up then?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to open this up and we're going to show you guys, now be careful, it's going to be very hot. We're going to show you guys exactly what it looks like when you overpress, and actually once it beeps, give it like 2 seconds just to be sure. When you overpress, we have a question, can you repress that? Unfortunately not. Once you've used your sublimation transfer, it is donezo. You cannot repress, you cannot get the inks off of there. Again, because you're permanently dyeing the substrate. There we go. So on this piece, you probably can't see it on camera, but we did get a little bit of ink bleed onto the parchment paper. And so now Brittany's going to carefully, we're going to set this down here. We're going to let it cool for just a second. Again, it was in there for 90 seconds, 307 degrees. That's hotter than a bowl of hot soup. So, okay, so let's.
Can I just flip it over?
Yeah, flip it over, then we'll just tear it. There we go. Okay, so you know what's funny? It's actually not horrible.
But we do have that border.
Okay, there we go. So we're gonna just set it down, and you guys can do the comparison.
All right.
So
put that one in the middle?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. All right, cool.
So now what happens when you overpress stuff, and this one, you know what's funny? This is a really good substrate, because even though we overpress it, it's not horrible. Now, if there was more black on here, what you would see, this is our one that we overpressed. If there was more black on this item, what you would see is the black would start to turn brown. And I'm trying to look and see if I see that.
It's hard because, I mean, you have brown in this photo, so.
I can see though some of these colors are a little bit darker than the original photo. Like, it's not that saturated. I'm noticing on the person's face, like, she's just a little bit more
warm,
sunny. Yeah. So that's another thing, like, when you overcook it, the final color has a lot to do with how long and how well you cook it. This looks the most like my original photo. And really quick, so now you see this white border here? So that's what happens when you don't do full bleed. Oh, there we go. Oh, sorry. When you don't do full bleed, that's what happens. You end up, occasionally you'll make a mistake, and it happens to the best of us. You'll make a mistake and you get that white border. This is trash. You can't sell this. You can sell this. And even though this one's kind of a little trash, you could technically, people would probably rather have this than a whack border on the edge. So that's why we do full bleed. Great questions, man. Great questions coming in today. We got any more?
Yeah, a lot of questions. Let's see here.
We have some people commenting. They like the darker one. It looks better on camera, but here in person,
this one's definitely gonna look the best.
Here in person, I'm looking at it. Her face is just too orange. And then I know you guys didn't see the original picture, but I know the original picture, and it's just not really matching up. The color value is not really matching up. It's a little oversaturated. And your customers, trust me, your customers will notice if their picture like, why does my mom look orange? Why does she look like an Oompa Loompa? Because
she had a tan. She went on vacation.
We're definitely getting into Oompa Loompa territory over there with the overpressed transfer. Awesome. We have this is kind of a more general question. What do you think is the best software for sublimation? The cool thing about your here, and we'll stop hiding it. There we go. The Sawgrass SG400 comes with a really basic design software for starters called Creative Studio, but then eventually you're going to move up. Your customers are going to have bigger needs. They're going to want more complex artwork. You should be moving into something like Photoshop or CorelDRAW, I think.
Cool.
Illustrator's a great one too. So.
Awesome. What's the name on these photo blanks?
Oh, so these are going to be our Chroma Lux aluminum sublimation photo panels. These are the 5x7s. We have lots of different sizes, and so for that, you're going to want to go to...
We have the other one, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, why don't you show that one to the camera? But that's a great point. So they come with a white background, which is, it looks solid. Actually, let's here, you take this one too.
All right.
So they come with a white background, which is, of course, the standard, but some people want their photos to have a metallic finish. Let's get the metallic one really close to the camera so they can all see it. So it has like a really cool metallic finish. We have different finishes, different styles, all available at HeatPressNation.com. Just on the top right area of the website, Sublimation Blanks, and you'll see everything that we have there. Thanks, Brittany.
Yeah.
Jennifer Christensen, sorry, I'm popping over here. Can I use my Oki 711 WT and Forever Multi-Trans paper to do this? I believe Forever Multi-Trans is good for hard substrates, so yes, you can.
Cool. So you could use it on these.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Well, these are specifically designed for sublimation. I suppose there's no harm in pressing other things onto there, but if you have the Forever Multi-Trans with an Oki white toner printer, that'll go onto most smooth hard surfaces, so you should be good there. All right. Well, I think I'm good on questions over here. Do you have any more questions over there?
I think we're all done. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, if you guys still have any more questions, or if you're watching the replay, feel free to drop a question in the comments below.
Drop it below, guys.
We'll do our very best. We keep checking up on all of our social media, so we'll get to all your guys' questions. But I think we have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right, you guys.
Giveaway time, guys.
So from last week's entries of Post of the Week, we tallied up all the winners. It was actually pretty close. We almost had a tie, but then I forgot. I had to add up all the YouTube comments. And then the YouTube comments, they took it to a whole different level.
All right.
So we are proud to announce our winner from last week, Post of the Week, and it is Super Mom Option B.
Love that.
Very
awesome.
Cool. So check it out. We have a great mixed media here. The mom was printed on heat transfer paper, then contour cut out.
Cool.
And then they dropped some glitter and some, I can't tell if the super is regular blue or glitter
maybe
blue.
Even the electric.
It could be. I can't tell what that super is, but I do spy some red glitter on there for a super awesome mixed media shirt. Dude, that is the coolest. Congratulations to Option B. Woo! We're going to be getting in touch with you very soon to get your information and send you out your prize pack, because I believe last week's prize was a pack of T-Pad. It's super awesome. Excited to get those out to you today. This week, really quick, we have more entries for Post of the Week, so let's roll them. Roll. Go. There we go. All right. So we have option A, which is these really, really cool. I believe these are double-sided sublimation.
I think they are. They're super cool.
Then we have option B.
We have this cool top bag.
It's like custom. Yeah. It's like a custom version of Rosie the Riveter. Very neat.
And this awesome puzzle.
I'm not trying to influence any votes, so I'm not going to say anything about this, but I think we know which one I picked. Very cool. All right, you guys, we picked our favorites of the week, but you guys picked the winner. So do us a favor, comment below, A,
guys.
B, or C, and then we tally them up next week.
Yeah, we'll tally them up.
All right, we'll have a new prize for our new winner.
What's the prize?
It is a secret.
Oh.
I forgot I had it written down. I'm sorry. Brittany's putting me on the
was,
spot here.
No, you know what? It's Glitter HTV.
Glitter HTV. Yeah. There we go. We have some white Caesar Glitter HTV, so you guys can try out this really cool best mom ever. Right there, you guys. Woo! Super excited. My mind's already on the weekend, guys.
We got a surprise for you guys though next week.
Very, very stoked for next week. So next week, we're going to be having Facebook Live. We're going to do our best to have it at our regularly scheduled time. And the reason why I say do our very best is because we're going to be on location. So, well, I say we.
Jared is. Jared.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to be on location next week. Somewhere super, super duper rad. I'm not sure how much information I'll be able to share about it. But it's super cool.
Tune in,
super
guys.
Cool. You're gonna have to tune in. We got a surprise coming for you guys for next week's Facebook Live. It's gonna be super rad. I'm very excited to be.
I'm excited for you.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, I wish I was a part of next week. I really do.
Sorry, guys. It's a tough life I live, I'll tell you. Anyways, so we're super excited. If you guys have any questions or comments, please be sure to get that. Before we go, don't forget Facebook group. Facebook group. It's right here.
Heat.press/Facebook group.
FB group.
Oh, FB.
She's new, guy. And you know, one more time, let's get some hands. Let's get some hearts and thumbs
guys.
up for our special guest, host Britney. Heat.press/FB group. Be sure you join. Lots of great resources in there. And then what else?
Yeah, and then don't forget about our YouTube channel, guys.
Yes.
You guys could check it out. It's right there too. YouTube.com/HeatPressNation.
Excellent. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here today. Once again, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
To my mother, and I guess to you, because you're mother too. I guess. No, I'm just kidding. Great mother over here, guys. All right. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next week.